If your succulent has ever died even though you did everything right, this is why. Most succulent advice online isn't wrong on purpose. It's just outdated, oversimplified, or based on how cacti grow in the wild, not how they survive on your windowsill. Today we're going through 7 of the most common succulent rules and what actual plant science says instead. This is the single most repeated succulent myth, and it's the one that kills more plants than overwatering ever does. Succulents store water in their leaves, which is why they can survive drought. That doesn't mean they want to. In their natural habitat, succulents get real rainfall, it just comes in. Short, intense bursts followed by dry spells. Your job isn't to withhold water, it's to copy that pattern. Water thoroughly until it runs out the drainage hole, then let the soil dry out completely, before watering again. In summer, that might be every 7-10 days. In winter, it could be once, every 3-4 weeks. The mistake isn't watering too much, it's watering a little too often, which never lets the roots dry out between drinks. Succulents love light, but there's a difference between light and sudden, unfiltered sun. Plants grown indoors or in a nursery greenhouse have thinner, more sensitive leaf tissue than ones that have hardened off outdoors. Move a windowsill succulent straight into direct afternoon sun, and you're not toughening it up, you're sunburning it. The same way your skin burns without gradual exposure. If you're moving a succulent to a brighter spot, do it gradually. A few hours of morning sun for the first few days, then slowly increase exposure over a week or two. Bright, indirect light is safe immediately. Direct sun needs an adjustment period every time. Regular potting soil is designed to hold moisture, great for tropical houseplants, terrible for succulents. It stays wet around the roots for days, which is exactly the environment root rot needs to take hold. Succulents need soil that drains in seconds, not hours. A mix of regular potting soil with perlite, coarse sand, or pumice, roughly 1 part soil to 1 part grit, recreates the fast-draining conditions succulents evolved in. If you're not mixing your own, any bagged cactus and succulent mix works, as long as it feels gritty, not dense, when you squeeze it. Misting is great advice for ferns, calatheas, and other humidity-loving tropicals. It's the wrong advice for succulents. Misting wets the leaves without actually hydrating the roots, and because succulent leaves are often tightly packed or rosette-shaped, that moisture gets trapped between leaves, instead of evaporating. That trapped moisture is a direct invitation for rot and fungal problems. If you're finding these useful, hit subscribe. We post a new science-backed care guide every week. 3 more myths to go, and the next one might be the biggest surprise on the list. Pot choice isn't just decorative, it directly affects how fast your soil dries out, which for succulents is the difference between healthy and rotting. Terracotta is porous. It pulls moisture out of the soil and lets it evaporate through the pot walls, which helps soil dry faster and more evenly. Glazed ceramic, plastic, or resin pots seal moisture in fine for tropical plants, riskier for succulents, especially without drainage holes. If root rot has been a recurring problem, the pot might be the actual culprit, not your watering schedule. Terracotta with a drainage hole is the safest default, especially for beginners still learning how their plant's soil dries. Succulents are low maintenance, not zero maintenance. In containers, they only have access to the nutrients in that small volume of soil nutrients that get used up or washed out every time you water. A diluted, balanced fertilizer, roughly half the strength recommended on the label, once a month during spring and summer, growing months is enough. Skip fertilizing entirely in fall and winter, when most succulents are dormant and not actively using extra nutrients. This is the myth that quietly undoes everything else on this list, because a fixed schedule ignores the one thing that actually determines when a succulent needs water: how dry the termin's bidicoles soil already is. Season, humidity, pot size, and light all change how fast soil dries out. A succulent in a small, terracotta pot in a sunny window might need water twice as often as the same plant in a larger plastic pot in lower light. Stick a finger about 2 inches into the soil, or use a cheap moisture meter. If it's still damp, wait. If it's bone dry, water thoroughly. A calendar is a rough guide at best. The soil always tells the truth. 7 rules, all common, all repeated everywhere online, and all slightly wrong in a way that quietly kills more succulents than genuine neglect ever does. If this saved a plant of yours from a mistake you didn't know you were making, subscribe. We post a new care guide like this every week. And if you want the full list of the most common ways succulents actually die, and how to catch each one early, that video's linked. Right here, watch that next.